Honda's urban EV has now become Honda's e-prototype, and that's important because they are now saying that it's almost 100% ready for production. This is really very, very modern design. It looks like something that could have been used to transport people around in the film 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm excited to see something a little bit more visually challenging. Coming in at under 4 meters in length, you can see that this is clearly going to be competition for BMW's i3, and compact is the name of the game. But here is where we can see slight evolutions from the previous the previous prototype. Hooray! We have now rear seats, and that's huge in terms of aiding to the practical application of this car. It has to be usable, and I think although Honda were going with a very clean design to start with, they have conceded finally that really functionality is very important. With this being a prototype, we're not actually allowed to sit in the vehicle, but we can be in the vehicle as long as we're not too far in the vehicle. So let's take a closer look from outside, but almost in the vehicle. Well, when they tell you that it's close to being done, I have to say, if this really is representative of what they're going to do with the dash, to say that it's bold and futuristic, I think is an understatement. Look at these digital wing mirrors that they've incorporated into the dashboard. No need for extrusions on the outside. That's much better for aerodynamic performance, and it also really adds to the aesthetic of a very, very modern car. Clearly, we have an enormous digital display here. I wonder if that would be a little bit distracting to drive. Is it a nod to Honda's future plans for autonomous driving? Is the idea that in a short amount of time you'll simply be a passenger in your own car? Well, needless to say, they're not sharing that detail with us, but you can certainly get a sense that that's the direction in which things are heading. I really like the way that the materials have been used here to create a truly unique experience. This isn't really like anything that's gone before. Now, okay, all concepts are designed on that basis, but this is supposed to be very much pre-market. So Honda are very keen to hear what you guys, amongst everybody else, thinks about what they've done with this design. For my taste, I like it. I don't see any point in producing something that's new and bold without pushing those boundaries just a little bit further. It should be a little bit shocking to sit in one of these and take a good look around. I really appreciate they've put those extra doors in there now, and you know what? For a compact car, the room in the back doesn't look too bad at all. But it's mostly going to be about 2 people. This car is primarily going to be about transporting you around the city where you need to get to. The seats look modern, contemporary, and they do look still comfortable and large enough to give you the support that they need to. What I don't know clearly is how robust that drive's going to feel. I think the range is realistic for a car of this size and type. But is it going to be comfortable to drive decent distances in? And importantly, for a compact car around town, are you going to feel comfortable when you're stuck in between a double-decker bus and a lorry in such a small vehicle? Well, Smart proved that it was possible, so I'm very interested to see what Honda does with the idea next. Well, that's a very brief look at the Honda e-prototype. Ordinarily, we wouldn't bring you a car that isn't quite ready to be looked at, but this feels like a very important vehicle. As far as pricing is concerned, which you would assume would be key within this sector, interestingly, Honda, although tight-lipped, are saying that they don't want it to be cheap. The example they give is the iPhone. They want it to be something that's very desirable. I think that's a very bold strategy. It is, after all, a very small car. And although it may well be loaded with technology and still be a lot of fun, does it really have that premium feel about it? It certainly feels unique and different, but is that going to be enough to justify a slight inflation point on the pricing? Well, we're going to have to wait a while longer to find out. But for now, it certainly does feel like a little piece of the future. And I'm very excited to see what it looks like when it's finally available to buy. If you have any comments or questions, please put them below. Please subscribe, and we hope we'll see you all again soon.